In today's news, Erickson's appeal to reverse extradition order has been denied, likely to be extradited. Marilin Malone Bass to launch book with collection of short stories. Halls of Justice project among topics discussed with Amanda Milling for possible UK funding, says Premier Wheatley. Jose Almestica charge in Deverson William's murder. New allocation made to funds received from money services tax in support of local athletes. And we take a look at the HLSCC commended for having accreditation reaffirmation by MSCHE. In addition to that, festival-related events largely incident-free, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force presents a roundup. We'll be right back. After a quick commercial break, you're watching 284 News.
Yo, everything good there?
Aye. This thing got me one way, daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you know.
Dad, this thing got me staying home. Keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What your name is?
Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I been watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. I'm Ron Grant coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. A happy Wednesday to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us. Beginning our newscast on the local scene, Erickson's appeal to have his extradition order reversed was this week denied in the High Court by Justice Richard Floyd. Our Kamal Haynes has the story.
The decision means that Erickson's initial August 13, 2021 order to be extradited to the United States of America will proceed as normal unless another appeal is made, this time to the Court of Appeal. According to the judgment handed down by Justice Floyd, the court found that, and I quote, "It would not be oppressive, unjust, or an abuse of process for the extradition of the appellant Erickson to proceed. For all the reasons stated, the appeal of the decision of Senior Magistrate Tamia N. Richards dated 30th June 2021 is hereby dismissed pursuant to Section 104(1)(c) of the Extradition Act 2003, Order 2016, Justice Floyd stated. What the High Court judge further said, and I quote, "It necessarily follows that the order of the governor directing the appellant's extradition remains in force, and any companion appeal of that order is hereby dismissed pursuant to Section 109(1)(b) of the same Act," end quote. The judgment further revealed that Erickson's attorney submitted 7 grounds of appeal, all of which were denied. The first ground was for, and I quote, "inadequate particulars," which claimed that the particulars supplied by the USA were inadequate for the purpose outlined in Section 78(2)(c) of the Extradition Act 2003. The position further expressed that the particulars were also insufficient to identify relevant extradition offenses, contrary to Section 137 of the Act. But Erickson's attorney also appealed on the grounds that the extradition would be of, and I quote, "flagrant denial of justice," end quote, warning that his client would not receive a fair trial, which he argued is a breach of Article 6 of the European Convention of Human Rights. But the attorney also listed Article 8 of the European Convention of Human Rights as another grounds of appeal, stating that Erickson's right to respect for private and family life would be infringed once extradited. Well, abuse of process and unconstitutionality of extradition in the absence of a prima facie case were also other grounds put forward by the attorney. Well, according to the court document, the extradition request is in respect of a criminal indictment issued by a federal grand jury sitting in St. Thomas, USVI on August 1st, 2019. But Erickson and other co-accused were charged with conspiracy to launder monetary funds from outside the USA and unlawfully transporting the funds into the USA. While he and his other co-accused were also charged with, and I quote, 2 counts of concealed bulk cash smuggling in amounts of over $10,000 into the USA. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
Thank you, Kamal. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force Major Crime Team today charged Jose Almestica, 33, with the murder in the shooting death of Deverson Williams. Almestica, who is being detained at Her Majesty's Prison in Balsam Gut, awaiting trial on multiple firearm and drug-related charges, was today removed from the facility, questioned, and subsequently charged with 1 count of murder. Deverson Williams received multiple gunshot wounds while driving his vehicle on the Fish Bay Road in the daylight hours of March 16th of last year. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Commissioner of Police Mark Collins said these murder investigations can be at times lengthy and exhausting, putting the necessary evidence to charge any individual, but dividends are seen in the end. Now, he said, and I quote, "These detectives are unrelenting in their efforts to bring justice in these outstanding murder cases. Many lengthy hours go into collecting the pieces to support a charge as serious as murder. These efforts," he said, however, not only bring closure to the families of victims, but the Virgin Islands community on a whole feels safer. He continued by saying, "I applaud those efforts," and also he said he continues to wish his force the very best. Now, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force continues, they say, to seek the public's help in identifying persons who are in possession of illegal firearms or persons who either witness or have information into any of the outstanding murders. Persons can contact the Royal Virgin Islands Police Intelligence Unit directly at 368-9339. Again, that number is 368-9339. The police continue to say that all information will be held in the strictest of confidence. The HLSCC Stout Community College has had its accreditation reaffirmed by the Middle States Commission on Higher Education. Education Minister, the Honorable Cherie B. De Castro, broke the news recently and later brought the matter to the House of Assembly, where she detailed the process behind this achievement. De Castro attributed the college's success at achieving reaffirmation to the hard work of the college's staff.
The self-study report entitled "We Will Rise" represented the college's plans to recover from the impacts of the 2017 hurricanes and financial challenges, and provided evidence for the assessment of HLSCC's compliance with MSCHE's requirements of affiliation and standards of accreditation. Madam Speaker, the self-study report addressed areas such as mission and goals, ethics and integrity, design and delivery of the student learning experience, support of student experience, educational effectiveness, assessment, planning, resources, and institutional improvement, and governance, leadership, and administration.
Although the report was due and submitted in time for spring 2020 due to the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic and the related restrictions, a virtual site visit to the campus was conducted in December of 2020, following which the college received commendations in the 6 of the 7 standards. As a result, the college was required to submit a supplemental information report surrounding the final standard, planning, resources, and institutional improvement.
Following the submission of that supplemental report in September 2021, another virtual site visit was conducted in April 2022, where the college was found in compliance with Standard 6 and reaffirmation was recommended to the Commission. Madam Speaker, the decision was made by the Middle States Commission on June 23, 2022 to reaffirm the college's accreditation until 2028. The reaffirmation indicates that HLSCC has met the requirements of affiliation and standards of accreditation of MSCHE. This enables all students to continue to transfer easily to institutions in the United States and elsewhere.
The minister noted that this continued level of accreditation for the college enables students to continue to easily transition into institutions in the United States and elsewhere in the developed world. The accreditation status also supports the college's efforts to build partnerships with other institutions and international organizations. When 284 News returns, viewers Marilin Malone Bass to launch book with collection of short stories and Halls of Justice project among topics discussed with Amanda Millen for possible UK funding, says Premier. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
You value traditions. You value music. You value education. Family.
I love you.
Service.
Thank you. You're welcome.
love, life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again? You don't say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
All right, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye.
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today. Viewers, welcome back. Continuing on the local scene, while providing an account of his recent trip to the United Kingdom, Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley revealed that the trip included several interactions with dignitaries also in attendance at the Commonwealth Games and a meeting with UK Minister for Overseas Territories, the Right the Honorable Amanda Milling.
In the margins of the Games, I was able to meet with UK Minister for Overseas Territories, the Right Honorable Amanda Milling, MP, with whom I had positive discussions. Among other things, we discussed the need for the Virgin Islands to have greater fiscal flexibility to respond to surging inflation, high fuel and energy costs, and urgent infrastructural needs. It is important that the government is in some way able to further help ease the financial burden on families and businesses until external economic conditions improve.
The Premier said in the coming weeks he hopes to address the public of the Virgin Islands and the territory with good news emerging from discussions with the UK surrounding financing the recovery of the territory, including, among other things, the Halls of Justice project.
As it pertains to the Halls of Justice, that project is one that we want to get going. Funding was a challenge before. We only had about $4 million available, and the project costs about $23 or $24 million. So that's part of the reason why I traveled to the UK, because we wanted to have some discussions about financing our recovery with the United Kingdom government and the Minister for Overseas Territories. So very soon we should have something to report about our ability to be able to finance our recovery, which would help us to be able to get the funding necessary to commence the Halls of Justice program.
The Premier said during his trip he also had the pleasure of meeting and having discussions with several other high-ranking English and Commonwealth officials, including Prince Charles, Secretary-General of the Commonwealth Baroness Patricia Scotland, Leader of the UK Opposition Sir Keir Starmer, and UK Minister of South Asia, North Africa, and the United Nations and the Commonwealth Lord Tariq Ahmad. Premier Wheatley described his exchanges with the dignitaries as congenial and in the true spirit of the Commonwealth Games. Daughter of the Soil, Mrs. Marilin Malone Bass will join the list of local authors when she launches her book, Boundless Childhood Joy, Tales from Around the Garden next week. The book is a collection of short stories about Marilin's childhood growing up in Fat Hogs Bay on the island of Tortola in the Virgin Islands during the early late 60s. Mrs. Malone Bass said highlights in the book include fun summer activities in the absence of modern-day toys, observation of a sheep giving birth, the unique ways of fishing. The text also mentions, of course, an encounter with a stingray and is a non-fiction book for ages 10 and above. Boundless Childhood Joy, Tales from In and Around the Garden, is a way to preserve happy childhood memories Marilyn, her siblings, relatives, and others share. The author said, and I quote, "Read about life growing up in the 60s in Fat Hogs Bay on the island of Tortola. Younger readers will get a glimpse of life without today's technology. Older readers will reminisce about the wonders of their childhood and how they found many ways to entertain themselves." Deputy Director of the Department of Culture, Miss Ann Leonard, congratulated Mrs. Malone Bass on her book and said the department is looking forward to future publications. Ms. Leonard also said the department is thrilled to be associated with the official release of the book and what the author has done in filling each page with things remembered when the village raised a child. Ms. Leonard said the department is also encouraging more persons to compile works like these because they too will become a part of the archives in the future. The official book launch will take place on Wednesday, August 17th at 11 a.m. and can be viewed live on the Government of the Virgin Islands Facebook page or on demand thereafter. Books can be purchased at Clover's in Road Town. Now, the book launch program is a long-standing initiative of the Department of Culture through the Government of the Virgin Islands, which continues to support local authors. Viewers, when we return, festival-related events are largely incident-free, says the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force. They provide a roundup and new allocation made to funds received from money services tax in support of local athletes. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting for people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Is business slow, cash flow down, hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
The beautiful Virgin Islands, or nature's little secret as some prefer, where the weather stays warm and the drinks stay cold, where men in wigs get their lawyer bills paid by governments and governments lose planes, where walls are built and prisoners escape. You vacation where we suffer. BVI love.
Ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today. The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more reliable connectivity on an all-new fire-blazing super-fast CCT fiber network. CCT Fire, bring it home and upgrade today.
Brilliant Hands and Minds Tutoring Services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals. Viewers, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. During the August 9th sitting of the House of Assembly, the territory's legislators moved in favor of an amendment to the Finance and Money Services Act, which reduced the money services levy and added new categories for the use of the revenue gathered from this tax. Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley, who filed the motion, told the House of Assembly that the money has been allocated to different categories required to help the people of the Virgin Islands in various areas, including noble uses such as elderly care, schools, and athlete support. Dr. Wheatley previously spoke about his plans to offer greater support to the territory's athletes through legislative change while addressing the press on his recent trip to the United Kingdom. Though the Premier noted that the dedicated funds for athletes has been something he had previously hinted to, particularly during his time as Minister for Sports, he admitted that it was not until he took the office of Minister of Finance that he could act on this promise.
Not until I was able to get into this seat, this position as Minister of Finance, I was able to make it a reality. It was a priority for me because I wanted to ensure that the Ministry of Education, Culture, Youth Affairs, and Sports had dedicated monies committed to sports that can be put towards the grassroots programs that you speak of. It can be put towards infrastructural development. It can be put towards our elite athletes programs. And it's for the Minister of Sport and the ministry to be able to manage how those funds will be spent.
According to Dr. Wheatley, so far the funds has accumulated about $6 million, some of which he hopes can be used to address the real-life needs of the territory's athletes.
They also have been reviewing and reformulating their sports policy. And there may be some sense that they want to complete the sports policy before bringing a legislation for the Sports Council.
Premier Wheatley said that it is intended that the handling of these government-provided monies at the level of sporting associations and federations will be monitored by a sports council.
In order to better support our athletes, I think for our elite athletes, they need more funding, they need more assistance. When they have injuries, they have training, sometimes just even to survive and pay bills on a day-to-day basis, as opposed to trying to worry about that. All of those things would help them to be able to perform at a better level. And I think if we really want to get where we need to go in sports, we'll have to move to that level.
In addition, Dr. Wheatley congratulated the athletes of Team BVI for their impressive performance during this year's Commonwealth Games and promised that these legislative changes are only the beginning of the continued assistance from the government investments into athletes and the youth of the British Virgin Islands. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force is reporting a largely incident-free August festival as it relates to the event specific to the celebration. Acting Deputy Commissioner Jacqueline Vanspool says police coverage to all of the planned events were effective and consistent. While there are minor scuffles, officers quickly separated persons with the help of citizens attending the Rise and Shine tramps and the Road Town Village events. This is despite the last-minute changes to the schedule of events. She said, and I quote, "The operation order is based on the August festival schedule, which is discussed in advance with the Festival Affairs Committee. Officers are assigned to provide security coverage at these specific events. However, last-minute events and adjustments in the scheduled timetable that are not communicated in advance are not given the proper security and can put attendees at risk." Now, she continued by saying this is our national celebration, and after 3 years of waiting, we were happy to provide security coverage to the planned events. However, it is difficult to do so if there are too many last-minute events and no consultation with the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force. Now, viewers, the acting deputy noted also unrelated to the festival events, officers responded to 2 separate shooting incidents, one at a bar in Longbush early Saturday morning, that's July 31st, and another which took the life of a Greenland resident, Jason Potter Jr., on Thursday evening, August 4th, near the Greenland playing field. In relation to the shooting in Longbush, one male, Raquan Garraway, 18, of Mount Healthy, was charged with possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, carrying a firearm without a license, and unlawful possession of explosive in relations to a shooting incident in Longbush. One female bystander was injured in that incident. Police are continuing their investigations. However, the Royal Virgin Islands Police Force responded to 2 traffic accidents with serious injuries, both involving scooters. In one, a female pedestrian was crossing the highway near the festival grounds when she and a scooter rider collided. Both the rider, who was thrown off the bike, and the pedestrian were seriously injured and are still receiving medical treatment. Now, in the other accident, 2 scooters collided on the highway outside Treasure Isle Hotel. Both riders, along with a passenger, sustained injuries. One rider was transported overseas for further treatment. Investigations are ongoing in both accidents. The Royal Virgin Islands Police Force continue to seek the public's assistance in identifying persons who are in possession of illegal firearms or persons who either witness or have information to the latest homicide, as well as the others. Viewers, that's it for today's News Roundup. Be sure to follow us for your daily news updates at 284media.com, and of course, like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Ron Grant. I will see you again tomorrow as I deliver your daily dose of local, regional, and international content. We're 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news, right here on 284 Media. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Yo, everything good, Dad? Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy. What you mean? Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home. What you really? Hey, this ain't like you know. Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me. Wow. What your name is? Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I huff. I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
You value traditions. You value music. You value education. Family. I love you. Service.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Love. Life. At Popular, we're committed to you and everything our community values. For the things you value the most, count on us. Popular.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch again?
Yo, everything good, Dad? Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy. What you mean? Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home. What you really? Hey, this ain't like you know. Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me. Wow. What your name is? Shit. I talking about my CCT life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming. Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it.
The wait is over. CCT Fire is here. Experience ultra-fast downloads, seamless streaming, and even more CCT Fire. Bring it home and upgrade today.